committees. They include Engineer John Femi Adedotun, FNSC Chairman, Engineer Ben O.C. Oko, Member, Engineer Henry Gochukwu Okoye, Member, Engineer Dr. Abubakar Isaac Jumare, Member, Engineer Chivo Obaro, Member. These are members of the committee. The council also approved the guideline for the 2023 election of the Nigerian Society of Engineers as submitted by the members of the Electoral Committee of the Nigerian Society of Engineers. You know that this year is an election year for the society, and it's going to be a well-attended AGM. So the guideline for the election has been approved by the council. And finally, the last but not the least, the council approved the nomination of the following distinguished Nigerians for the award of for the conferment of honorary fellowship of the Nigerian Society of Engineers. Number one is Mr. Dere Otubu, Chairman, Board of Directors, Eco Electricity Distribution Company. Mr. Usman Sule Reruwai, former Commissioner, Ministry of Water Resources, Kano State. Number three, Dr. Usman Yahaya, Councillor, Chairman of the UYK Group of Companies. The fourth, the last but not the least, His Excellency Senator Dr. Kashim Shettima, Vice President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Distinguished members, these are the highlights of the 451st Council of the Nigerian Society of Engineers held on the 14th of September 2023. No, council reports are just for our notification, not for discussion. May I respectfully acknowledge and welcome the immediate past president of the council for the regulation of engineering in Nigeria, our very distinguished engineer Ali Masuya Rabiu, a life member of this branch, a fellow of the Nigerian Society of Engineers, a fellow of the Academy of Engineering, and a recipient, he has his life membership medal, a recipient of the National Honor of Member Order of the Federal Republic. You're welcome, sir. Let me also quickly acknowledge the presence of Engineer Dr. Wilson Ali, who has also accompanied Mr. President, fellow of the Nigerian Society of Engineers, a very distinguished engineer, resourceful engineer, who has made tremendous contribution to the development and the growth of the Nigerian Society of Engineers. You are very much welcome, sir. Quickly, we go to the other reports. Report from the office of the, okay, let's take, okay, no secretariat report. We take publicity secretary, please. Report from the office of the publicity secretary. You're welcome. Go on.
I want to make a big report from just about and anonymous gave us donation agreed to supply water for our refreshments every monthly meeting. She's not a member of the, she's not an engineer, I'm not a member of the branch, if it has a condition to something. So that is it for policy department. Thank you.
The publicity secretary, I think I didn't hear you. I don't know whether you have enough funds I'm asking the publicity secretary, because do we have any spillover from last? Because we just started a new year today. So the hosting of the meetings, do you have any spillover from last calendar year? You didn't mention it. So I will hold you liable. I will hold you liable for that. Maybe you will sponsor the next 3 meetings for us.
No, sir. Yeah, I didn't want to go our papers, but immediately announcing this. The meeting will every vote also average of 200,000. The branch had the support of our members, and we still solicit for more support and subsequent meetings. As of today, the branch is fully sponsoring the meeting, apart from the water that is supplied to us by that anonymous. Thank you.
Do you still want to maintain the anonymity of the? Okay, let me, on a very special note, thank one of our daughters. I'll put it that way. His father was one of our very distinguished engineers in this branch who passed on some years ago. But the daughter, who is a lawyer, called us and said she will be supplying water for our meetings, to also keep in touch with the members of the society and also to keep the legacies of his father on. But they decided to make it anonymous. They want to thank the family and will continue to pray for them for remembering the society and also keeping in touch with us. God will bless them for this kind gesture. Quickly, we take the welfare matters. Publicity secretary, please. No. Financial secretary, do you have any reports? Any report from the office?
What is only to encourage members to
pay their money. We need it. All right, thank you. Welfare matters, please. Those financial publicity secretary, please.
Yeah, once again, I'm here. I want to use the opportunity to, welcome our members who are celebrating their birthday in the month of September. It's in the tradition of the branch to celebrate their members for having their wedding anniversary or birthday celebration. Please, I call upon you, if you are celebrating your birthday, can you show us your hands?
I think you have to include, did we celebrate those for August? Because August was not our meeting, it's for the year. So those for August and September should be done jointly, please.
Yeah, imagine me standing here. I was not at August event. Yeah. I'm number one. Is that okay? Before the branch, I encourage us to stand up to sing a birthday song for our babies. Yeah. That is it. Yes. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday to you. May the Lord bless you. May the good Lord bless you. May the good Lord bless you. May the good Lord bless you. Thank you.
Thank you very much, and we wish all of you many more beautiful years in your lives. May I invite the Vice Chairman to welcome our new members.
Thank you very much, Chairman. Members in the House, you're welcome. Please, if you are coming for the first time, I do please step out. Any newcomer? Please. We have 5 against 1. It's a reasonable one. Yeah, it's better than one. Something can happen along the way, maybe. Thank you very much. It's our tradition here to welcome whoever come to join us for the first time. I received in addition a warm handshake. This is the only branch you can have that. I see the past president of Poland is here. If the new one is in the town, will be here. President of NSC will be here. All the, in fact, the whole engineering is here. So you can see you are blessed. But I think your coming here has to be continuous. It's not that after today, or you get your the acceptance or declaration from signed by the chairman, will not see you again. That is not a good one. This is where the we younger ones learn from the elders, and it's very fruitful to us. You are just to do a simple task for me. Mention your name, the school where you graduated from, the discipline, if you are working, or an applicant, if you are married or single. Thank you very much. And please say loudly, speak as an engineer. It's very important. Thank you very much.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Aku Judith.
Yes,
from
I
the
mean,
University of Jos.
I said that. You sent it. No, just call it. Okay.
In our second conference, I'm sending on the FCTA here in Abuja.
Yes. Okay. Thank you.
Civil engineering application. I don't have one. Enugu State University Science and Technology. Manage.
Not fresh.
But he found Gabriel and graduated from where he started African command. So exactly member of this society. Married.
Good evening, my colleagues. My name is Ali Ibrahim. I graduated from the University of Houston. I'm also the Vice President of Nigerian Automobile Professionals Association. Thank you. I'm married with 4 kids.
Good evening, my distinguished senior colleagues. My name is Michael. Wow. And I'm the civil engineer. I graduated from the Federal University of Africa. I am newly married. I work with Team Nigeria Limited as a transport engineer. Thank you very much.
Good evening. The
tradition, you can kindly lead the your colleagues.
Let me just add, for those who are not employed, we have the job test committee chaired by the general secretary. Please, after the meeting, leave the general secretary so that as with the platform, you can submit the competence. We will be receiving requests from different organizations, and we have been sending CVs to them. And I can tell you locally that many of our members have benefited from that. So please do that. But you have to be a responsible member when you fall to do that. So after this, I believe the vice chairman has told you what to do. And also we have a tradition, those who are not employed, their registration fees are normally taken by our senior members. So I believe before the end of this meeting, some of our senior members will be here to pay the registration fees. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Senior colleagues, please. And after that, you can visit the office of the financial secretary to take a form bill. And for today, you are one of us. In addition, this active report is first, please register your name and phone number with the general secretary. It's very important, please. Is it badminton, football, tennis, please? Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, the Vice Chairman. Quickly, let's go to announcement. Announcement.
Good evening, this is, I don't know whether to call it an announcement, but it's just a sort of sensitization. I am a member of the Chartered Institute of Business Management, but I pass the charm. And this evening, I received a very shocking news that we lost our public secretary. A very vibrant young lady this morning at the Tabernacle Show, on account of her encounter with one chance people in daylight while she was returning from work. I don't have the details of what happened, whether there was a struggle or something, but they attacked her. And not until something like this happens to someone you know very well, or someone you have connection with, you would appreciate some news that we hear fly around. I am aware that there's serious security threat in FCT, especially for those who do not have cars yet. And so this announcement is to sensitize our beloved members to please be security conscious. The times are bad and there are evil people everywhere. Please, let's be security conscious. If you have the opportunity to enter public transport and enter from a loan pack or something like that, or if you must enter those run-up versions of taxis, please let us shine our eye. And perhaps you enter the wrong hand. Even if you have $10,000 in your handbag, do not struggle with them. Give it away because you make the money, and if you are right, you can make even more. This is the little announcement of sensitization I would like to pass to all of us because I am indeed heartbroken. Thank you very much.
Thank you, the General Secretary. Quickly, we want to also inform our members that we've sent out notification for the 2023-2024 branch calendar. You know, I can say that unequivocally for more than 10 years now. We are the branch to beat when it comes to production of calendars. Number one, whenever our calendar comes to the council, everybody abandons that of any other branch. They are always in search of our calendar. So we have sent notification. Any organization here, or if you represent any organization, please just kindly pick a page for the calendar, just a little sum of 300,000 naira for a year. That is for the calendar. And you know, last year we introduced what we call the Abuja infrastructure photo contest, where we tasked our young engineers to go out to the city and take photos of some of the engineering infrastructure in Abuja. And the best selected photo, the person's photo and the person's image, we published in one page of our calendar. Somebody won this year. The person was given a token price of 50,000 naira, 2 years free subscription, and also was given the branch merit award during the last 8 years. The same thing is going to happen for the winner, who is going to emerge before the end of this year. So all young engineers is purely for the members of the Young Engineers Forum of Nigeria Abuja chapter. So please, the floor is open for you. Get your cameras and go and take photos of any of the striking engineering infrastructure in Abuja. Send us the picture. The picture must be your original photo taken by you. If you pick any photo from internet, you will be disqualified. So take note of that. Thank you very much. We go to AOD. Okay. In the absence of that, let me invite the technical secretary engineer, Felix Omomwale, to give us the technical report and also take us to the technical presentation. Engineer Felix Omomwale.
Thank you, Chairman. Good evening, Engineer. Let's start with the already established protocol. Our report for 2022-2023 financial year, which ended in the month of August, we had a technical presentation, a monthly presentation, and then we had the 80 numbers of public lecture, while we also had 9 numbers of free training, and then we had a technical visit, 7 in number, and also the branch also donated 5 license single software worth $1,250 to the University of Abuja. And also for the first time, the branch also published the Abuja Infrastructure Stock Report card. And then we also published 11 numbers of e-newsletter, while currently we are working on the publication of the Abuja Engineer magazine. And then tomorrow, which is a Friday, 29th of September, we'll be having a technical visit to bring 15 virtual project sites. So our take-off point is our branch secretariat behind Data and Sarok. The time is 9:30. We will gather by 9:30 a.m. By 9:30 a.m. we'll take off. So ensure that you are there so that you won't miss the bus. While for today's technical presentation is titled Confronting the Professionalization of Nigerian Engineering. Please don't ask me the meaning of that. By Engineer Frederick Oko. So I invite our chairman, who is the guest speaker for today.
Okay, thank you. Yeah,
Today's date is 29, right?
So yes, let me quickly take just a brief citation of the chairman. I believe we know the chairman is the fellow of the Nigerian Society of Engineers. He's also a fellow of the American Society of Civil Engineers. Before now, he has been the vice chairman, Nigerian Society of Engineers, the general secretary, Nigerian Society of Engineers, Abuja branch, the ex-official Nigerian Society of Engineers, Abuja branch, the publicity secretary, Nigerian Society of Engineers, Abuja branch, and the technical secretary, Nigerian Society of Engineers, Abuja branch. At the national level, he has won both national and international awards. He was also the chairman of the Nigerian Institute of Civil Engineers, Abuja chapter, the vice chairman of the Nigerian Institute of Civil Engineers, Abuja chapter, the technical chairman, the technical secretary, Abuja, Nigerian Institute of Civil Engineers, Abuja chapter. So currently is the managing director of the Field Marshal Institute in United States. In fact, you know the rest. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Engineer Felix Umongwale, our indefatigable technical secretary. I thank you so much. Good afternoon, good evening, distinguished members. I know many of you are wondering why we are beginning with the chairman on the second phase of our journey, which started in 2022. And I'm coming to present this topic. Since this came on board, I have received so many calls from some of our colleagues who have been asking me, what is this Babosanization of Nigeria? You can see that we have to put it in inverted commas to show that it's a word that comes from somewhere, but it's because of this. We will know where we are going and what the word actually means, because this is what actually affects every engineer in this place, and we are looking for a way to find a solution to it. Confronting the Babosanization of Nigerian engineers. Let's go quickly, please. Now, Babosanization, go down is cutting off some of the business. All right, let me begin by saying that the word Babosanization derives from the name Babosa. Babosa, Nascimento, go back. Yeah, was a Brazilian professional footballer who played as goalkeeper. His career spanned 22 years, and he was regarded as one of the best goalkeepers of his time. He was known for not wearing gloves. Gloves, we believe, make it easier for a goalkeeper to have a good grip of the ball. During his own time, he was known for not wearing, and he played for Vasco da Gama, won several levels for Brazil. Babosa. You can see without gloves, his hand continue. Yeah, what gloves? Now, what happened about Babosa without doubt? These are people say about it. We can share the slide after. These are some comments about what people say. Babosa without doubt, the most. Go back, I think you read. Okay, go down. I want to talk about this man, Babosa. Why we are driving this topic from this man? Babosa was the goalkeeper for Brazil in the 1950 World Cup. The World Cup, although you know the history of the World Cup, started in 1930. Uruguay hosted the World Cup in 1930, and they won it also in 1930. In 1934, Italy hosted the World Cup, and Italy won the World Cup. In 1938, the World Cup. Originally in 1942, there was because of the war, and in 1946, there was no World Cup also because of the war. But after the war in 1950, Brazil was awarded the hosting rights of the World Cup. They hosted the World Cup, and Brazil incidentally got to the final of the World Cup, and they were to face Uruguay. You know when we are facing a team from the same region from when Nigeria plays Ghana, is different from when Nigeria plays another country, Morocco. So that continental baby. So the match was played because of that World Cup. Brazil built a new stadium called the Maracanã Stadium. The stadium became the biggest soccer stadium on planet, 174,000 capacity. And the World Cup final was to be played on the 16th of July, 1950. And the total attendance, people that attended the World Cup final, was above the capacity of the stadium. This is the biggest we have had in the history of football. 199,854 people were in the stadium. And those who were outside the stadium were more than those in the stadium. And out of all these people, only 280 of them were from Uruguay. You can say that even if they're sharp, nobody can, but to be like a drop of bean. Nobody could hear. So the all you could say is everybody has dominated the stadium they have. So the Brazilian fans, because of a Uruguayan victory, was unfathomable and even blasphemous. Because they felt the newspaper headline that morning already published Brazil the winner of the World Cup. It had already congratulated them as the winner. The mayor of Rio de Janeiro congratulated them. The FIFA president in his speech wrote it in Portuguese because he felt it was going to be a Brazilian day. So everything favored Brazil that they were going to win that tournament. Let's continue. Now, look at what I got the FIFA president. So, now what happens? Continue. Ironically, Brazil lost the tournament. You know, it was a round robin. When the World Cup started, it was not in group stage. You have to play, every team has to play themselves. So Brazil and Uruguay were the last team to play, and two of them were the leading team. But Brazil needed only a draw to win the World Cup. Uruguay needed to win. So Brazil scored the first goal, Uruguay equalized, but still they were comfortable thinking it was going to be a Brazilian day. But something happened. Towards the end of the game, a Uruguayan attacker dribbled two Brazilian defenders, and the goalkeeper Barbosa thought he was going to take a cross, and he gave expecting a cross, and the guy fired what we call banana. You can look for the video, it's online, and the team, the little space he allowed, the ball passed and went to the net, and there was dead silence in the pitch. Till today, they say that was the day Brazil died. And they continue. So the crowd headed home, so disappointed. There was silence, everybody. You know, when you have already celebrated, newspapers are published, samba dance everywhere, people painting the streets red, expecting a victory song. But it ended this way. But definitely, you know, when there is a failure in a system, you definitely have to look for somebody to blame it upon. So the next thing, they look for a scapegoat. So they blamed it on Barbosa, that he was the one who made them to lose the World Cup. And unfortunately, Barbosa was a black man. So, you know, racism and other things
crept in, and the guy became a victim, a very big victim of racism. Days and weeks after he could not come out of his house with his wife because of fear of being attacked. He even left his house at a point in time to his friend's house so that the tension would down. But the tension never down. He told the documentary that the saddest moment of his life was not the growth call. But that 20 years after, in 1970, this happened in 1950. In 1958, Brazil won their first World Cup in Sweden. In 1962, they won the second World Cup in Chile. In 1970, they won a third World Cup in Mexico, the first country to win 3 World Cups. Everybody had expected that the joy of winning 3 World Cups would have erased the memory of 1950. But Barbosa came to a shop to buy a woman who came with his son, cited Barbosa, and he said to him, look at him, son. He is the man that made all Brazil to cry. 20 years after, they still have not forgotten. This was a man who was the best goalkeeper of his time. In fact, that tournament he lost in 1950 was the best goalkeeper of the tournament. All the things he contributed to Brazil, nobody remembers it again. It was just for a little thing of just 90 minutes. 90 minutes of football match wiped away all his legacy in football. And he is not remembered for all the laurels he won for Brazil, but for just one goal, which was not just his fault. He said, and he asked the question, there were 11 players in the pitch. He was not the only one. What happened to the 10 of them? He became the scapegoat. Before then, in 1963, this is another thing. When they were renovating Maracana Stadium, the goalpost where that goal was scored, the Brazilian authority removed the goalpost and went and donated it to him. Secretary Abdullah, this is the goalpost where the inhuman treatment was. So he took the goalpost and burnt it. Go on. Even fellow professionals were not kind to him. In 1994, when Brazil was preparing for the World Cup, so they were training at Maracana Stadium. As a former player, he went to the stadium to greet them, to wish them well for the World Cup. A coach who was his teammate during that time asked that he should not be allowed to come in, that he is bad luck, he will cost them to lose the World Cup. So he didn't also get kind treatment. Another party today in Brazil, if a goal is scored through the keeper's fault, or who makes a mistake, the next thing everybody will shout is Barbosa. Barbosa. Later, after so many years, because of this, he decided to leave that area after he retired with his wife. Later, his wife died of cancer in 1990. They have no child. And the torment was too much. The depression was heavy on him. He was totally excommunicated. Now, let's continue. Now, when he was in 2000, shortly before his death, he was granted an interview. He said that the maximum punishment in Brazil is 30 years. But he has been made to pay for a sin he did not commit alone all his life. That if it was follow the law, 30 years is a law to say, some good, let your sins are forgiven. But till he died of heart attack, and that is that. The one part of it is that a former player that died, it is your entitlement that the SA will give you, will honor you. Even when he was dying, the Brazilian SA did not come to his aid. Even when he died, the Brazilian SA did not attend his burial. They did not accord him any national. The pain of that 1950
was killed dead. Go down. Another thing that happened that it took Brazil from 1950 to 2006 to trust a black man to manage their votes. They never allowed any black man until he did that in 2006 World Cup. The first black man after Abuja. And they were white in that final. They never were white again in any tournament until 2019. For the first time in the history of Brazil, they won white and white. Because they thought that it was the battle that came. So the whole story is indeed a tragedy. How far is it for a man to have his life repeatedly reduced to few moments within a 90-minute soccer game? Go. Now, I want us to look at this is a song by Bosdala. It will form some of the questions you are going to ask for today in this presentation. When we come to the engineer, the lyrics of the song says, the song is blowing in the wind. How many roads must a man walk down before you call him a man? How many seas must a white dove sail before she sleeps in the sand? Yes, and how many times must the cannonballs fly before they are forever banned? The answer, my friend, is blowing in the wind. The answer is blowing in the wind. You can read, how many years must a mountain exist before it is washed to the sea? How many years can some people exist before they are allowed to be free? This is one of the questions. How many years can some people exist before they are allowed to be free? And how many times can a man turn his head and pretend that he just doesn't see? This is what they did. They just turned their head and pretended that if they did see what the man was passing through. So these are questions we are going to. How many years can a man have before he can hear people cry? How many years would Brazilians have had before they could hear the Barbosa, the cry of Barbosa? The answer, my friend, is blowing in the wind. The answer is blowing in the wind. Let's go on. Now, after reading the words of I mentioned this, but these are things people say about him, how he was a very fantastic goalkeeper. Continue going. Now, similar case of Barbosa, because we are bringing it down to engineering. Similar cases of Barbosa, Yakubu Adewale, one of the best Nigerian strikers of all time, scored 21 goals for Nigeria in 51 appearances, making him into the third top scorer in Nigerian history. And the 2010 World Cup, Nigeria versus Korea, Yakubu missed a clear open net. That wipes away everything about Ayoboli. If you want to talk about Ayoboli, that people will only remember that goal he did against Korea. Nobody remembers the 21 goals that he scored. These are goals that were so difficult for any striker to score. And Yakubu Ayoboli scored 21 goals for Nigeria. But today, remember Yakubu Ayoboli for only one goal he did. Baptization. Now, Nse Abuja. Nse Abuja was one of the greatest defenders Nigeria ever had. He was lucky to have been part of the team that won the 1980 Nations Cup. But in 1977, 12th of November, in the World Cup qualifier against Tunisia, he scored an own goal against Nigeria. When he scored the goal, the commentator of that football game, Nse Abuja, just shouted, "It's a goal!" When he screamed the goal, people watch listening on radio, celebrating the top Nigeria has scored a goal. And he now ended as if Nigeria has scored against Nigeria. Not to be today, he has not returned to Nigeria. He is in the US. And I recently interviewed with Brandon. People who family were attacked Nigeria scores against Nigeria. Let's go. Now the question I asked, go back. The question I asked, how many goals will the defender block? Go back. Go down. One to delay. Go down. How many goals will the defender block so that one own goal will not count? And how many goals will one score for his country by every so that the one he did not score will never be remembered? Continue. Now, Andres Escobar, fantastic defender, did everything for Colombia. Only that he scored an own goal in USA 94. He came back to Colombia, they shot him and killed him. This was one of the best defenders of all time. And the question is, how many sacrifices can one make for his country so that he will not be made to pay the price of one mistake? How many sacrifices can one make so that he cannot be made to pay the price? Even in human nature, you can do 1,000 things for somebody. But the day you fail to do one, that is the one you will remember for. Nobody remembers you for the 1,000 things. If you have been giving somebody money, doing something for somebody, you have been giving this person money, has been coming to you, you have been helping giving money. The day you did not give, that is the one they will remember. That is the one you will go and tell the whole world. You will never tell the world the ones you have been giving. That is human nature. Somebody who has been playing, this is false, and you shot him. And since then, as Colombia, go back, go continue. As Colombia, no, go back, please. As Colombia won, and it was for. No, it's go back, please. No, the next one, yes. No. The next one, yes. Stop. Just recently, this one also happened. Last European this thing. Was it not last year? England hosted, and they got to the final. The Victoria of they wanted to win the provincial tournament is 19 is when they won the last World Cup. The match got to penalty, and unfortunately, the three guys that lost their penalty were black guys. One a Nigerian boy that played for Arsenal. Mr. President couldn't want to hear that. Bukayo Saka is a Nigerian. Marcus Rashford and Jadon Sancho. They lost penalty. England lost. Immediately, if you need to, many of you have the story, you need to see what happened to this guy. The one thing they failed to realize was that the goals that qualified them in their group stage were scored also by a black guy. Ryan Terry scored the goal that qualified them. They took this guy to the cleaner. The news was that a black guy betrayed them. But they have forgotten that we have the blacks in England. In the England national team, talk about every great thing England has achieved in sports. We are all courtesy of black guys. But they took this one to the cleaner. How many years must a mountain of disdain they before it is washed to the sea? How many times must the carbon balls of racism fly before they are forever banned? Continue. Nigerian engineer. The Nigerian engineer. The place of any country in this technological age will be predicated on the role of engineer. As the technological revolution expands and as the work of nation increases and as the environmental concerns mounts, one profession that stands tall with answers to this increasing progress of the world is engineering. The life of any nation on the engineer. Let's take a look at Abuja. Come down. These are, when you think of the beauty and the serenity of Abuja, who comes to your mind? Go down, please. Fast. These are wonderful works by engineers. Go down. Look at, let's go back. Look at this.
I can say that categorically. The quality of infrastructure we have in Abuja, they are Los Angeles to Bakersfield for more than 2 hours. The roads from Los Angeles to Bakersfield are like the road going from my village to another village. 4 hours. If you come to Abuja, airport expressway, look at, when you came back from the international technical visit, most of the quality roads you see in Abuja, you can't see it in other countries. Look at the city. One of the finest. These are the works of engineers, engineering ingenuity. Look at them. Continue. Look at engineers. Look at engineering. It's fixed volume. Look at engineering. This is engineering masterpiece. Continue. Look at. Continue. Now, for all this, how are engineers treated? Now, let me take you now. Why we started with Barbosa is that the fate of Barbosa is also similar to the fate of Nigerian engineers. Despite everything engineers do, all the things engineers do in this country, engineers are not appreciated. Engineers are not rewarded. If anything goes wrong, all the fantastic things go back. Okay, yeah. All the fantastic things engineers have done, been doing over the years, will be swept under the carpet, and the engineers will be taken to the cleaner. One of them is, let there be a building collapse. There are, just like there were 11 players in the pitch on that day, and they singled out Barbosa. In the built environment, there are many professionals in the pitch, but when the building collapses, they single out only the engineer. They want to Barbosanize us. By only the engineer will be. And somebody asked me one day that building collapse. I say, how many buildings every year in Nigeria we build more than 1,000 buildings? And every year in Nigeria, we have never recorded 10 building collapses. 10 over 1,000 is 0.0001%. My brothers, we do exam. Somebody will do exam. Many of us graduated with let my people go. You have an E in one course. Maybe that was 7 grades. Without that, you wouldn't have gone. And you score 70 is an A. We're not talking about 30% of building collapse. We're not talking about 10% of building collapse. We're not talking about 5%. We're not talking about 1%. It is even 0.001. Yet, the 99.99% we have grown over the years, nobody remembers it. It is only that one, and I can tell you categorically, most of the building collapses have been in some committees that visited sites of building collapse were not caused by engineers. But who will be the victim? The engineer. The engineer that comes. The engineer. Now, when there is a new government, the first point of attack, the engineers. I put Nike as a case study. Nike came in, the first thing he said, I am going to overhaul the Department of Engineering. There is no other department. Department of Engineering is not the only department in FCT. The calamity being caused by town planners in development control is the question is to give anybody that wants into FCT a serious concern.
Come and lock this door.
And he wanted to go and see the location of the plot. The plot was sitting on top of a street.
Don't worry, mine is still outside.
Anytime that the surveyor didn't go to carry us from there, so people in Regis sat down and they just did way out and they allocated. These are not engineers. So immediately a new administration comes. The same thing is happening in the Ministry of Works. Today there was demonstration. They locked the minister in the office because he refused to work with engineers and he brought in consultants and said he was going to work with consultants. They shot the workers, he shot the workers outside that came late. They revolted and they made sure they locked him inside. So it's a headline news. Why would engineers, will go, an honorable minister, he will go to sites, he's shouting at engineers, calling engineers names, and he's honorable minister. Sorry, I have to say that he's the dishonorable minister of FCT. So a lot of that, we cannot allow the wonderful work we are doing. We cannot allow the wonderful work we are doing to be reduced to nothing. Look at entry point of engineers. It took us so many years to even get level 9. Doctors enter civil service level 12. What is the role of doctors to an economy compared to engineers? All the things that in the olden days, if you go to hospital, they were pressing your body, doing everything. But biomedical engineers have made it so easy that you go in through a machine, through a scan, everything becomes easy. They don't see those ones. Yet, they don't appreciate the roles of engineers. Hazard allowance. They pay the hazard allowance. We are not paid hazard allowance. But who are the people that are prone to hazard in all the professions we can talk of in this world? And I want to say it, maybe because of our profession, that we are trained not to go on strike, not to form unions. And that is why these things are happening. So more the resident doctors we go on strike. These people will go on strike, short cut. You can imagine if engineers will go on strike in this country. The country will collapse. All the communication industry, water, petroleum, everything you can think of that sustains human being in this world will be shut down. But we are not that wicked. We are not trained to do that. We are not trained to kill. We are trained to save. But that we are trained to save doesn't mean that we should be taken for granted. Look at in Brazil, if you go to Brazil, what we hear is Oscar Niemeyer, Oscar this. Oscar is an architect. We will hear the name of the engineers that designed. You come to Nigeria, you hear of Better Bridge, Guinea Bridge. All the bridges we name are named after the foreign contractors. But all the consultants that did those design are Nigerians. Why can't we have Mueller's Bridge, Engineer Shagana Bridge? Why can't we have engineer the airport, the Kubwa Road were designed by Tawana. Airport first provides the role of Maitama and most of the infrastructure in Abuja. No streets, no bridge, no building was named after him. But in Brazil, every bridge is named after one consultant that designed it. So why is the case different in Nigeria? But what we get is they continue to babusanize the Nigerian engineers. And look at nobody is talking about the failed economy. Nobody is talking about the failed everything. Everything in Nigeria has failed. Dollar is 1,000 something. Everything failed. National Assembly failed. The government has failed. But when they come, they will leave all the areas that have failed. The economists that have failed, they will focus on engineers. I don't know what engineers did to them. Continue. Go back. This is, we know this guy, Mario Balotelli. This was a match between Manchester United and Man City. the guy was always in the news. And on that day, he scored against Manchester United. He removed his jersey and revealed, why always me? And the question is, why always engineers? Why do we always blame the engineers for everything? Why do we always stigmatize the engineers? Let me tell you, mentally it affects as a human being. If somebody keeps attacking you, stigmatizing you when you have not done anything, it causes mental trauma. It causes mental trauma. Do you know how many people they must have killed? How many engineers they must have killed in their offices because of this? Because ministers will come, they will put how can a minister come into a ministry that is full of experienced engineers with sideline all the engineers, no engineer there knows anything, and you bring in consultants. No engineer will brief you, nobody. You don't receive briefs from engineers. And that is the core engineering establishment. The same thing happening in FCT. Everybody is after the engineers. I think it has to stop. And we continue to say it so that they will hear it and know that we should not be taken for granted. Go on. Confronting this challenge, engineering is a brand. Do not let anyone define their word. We should not allow anybody to place any tag on us or define our word. We know our word. We are engineers. And let me tell you categorically, most of these men who are doing this, go and check their background. These are people who wanted to they failed maths. They couldn't pass physics. Out of anger, it is, and I can tell you, I have a friend, my secondary school classmate, we were in the same class, science class. He failed physics and chemistry and mathematics. After he tried for 3 years, he didn't get it. He went to do commerce and passed GCE and he's a lawyer. So one day he did a post on Facebook and tagged me. One staircase that was the most of you may know that kind of post they post. This is what Nigerian engineers can. And I replied him immediately. Immediately I replied him to remove the post. I reminded him where he was coming from. I said, you failed mathematics, you failed physics, you failed chemistry. And that is why you could not study engineering. And you are now bringing up to us to tell us that this is what he called me on phone and said, no, I'm taking it too far. I said, no, you are taking it too far by tagging me. Because what you want to do is to reduce my profession to nothing. And when I reminded him that he failed mathematics, go and check. You may even be surprised that maybe someone like me have dreamt of studying engineering. Maybe he was not good at mathematics. So when they see engineer, they are angry that what they could not become, you are that thing. And they begin to vent angers on you. So we should not allow anybody to place any tag on us or reduce us to what we are not. We are far better than them. Engineering is not an easy course. Go down. Don't listen to their lies. This is Nike. You can check it online. This is Nike, the people that produce these Nike shoes. They say all your life you are told the things you cannot do. All your life they will say you are not good enough, or strong enough, or talented enough. They will say you are the wrong guys, you are the wrong words, you are the wrong everything. They will tell you no 1,000 times, no until their words become meaningless. All your life they will tell you no, quite firmly and very quickly, and you will tell them yes. You tell them yes. Now, the ones who say you can't are afraid you will. Anybody who attacks, they are afraid of you. They know you will. So the first thing they want to do is to conquer you psychologically, to bring you to their level. We are not their level. We are far above them. So all the things they are doing is to drag engineers down to their level. We can't be their level. It is not an easy thing to be an engineer. If they want to try, let them. An engineer can go and study law. I have never seen a lawyer that went to study engineering. We have many engineers who are lawyers. But show me one lawyer, one son who woke up one morning. Even our past president, Engineer Nobolu, is now studying law. Mr. President is laughing. He's not studying law. Like an engineer that got to that big, fellow for many years, retired, and became president of NSC. He's now in 9 university, or Best University, studying law. Let's clap for him, please. So it shows you that it is easy. If it is not, let one person come out and let one son come out and say, I want to go to school and study engineering. Let us try and see. Come. Don't let anyone patronize you. You are better than all of them. But Cassie brain that he can't. He went back to his mother crying. The mother went told him, go back to your teacher. Look at your teacher, eyeball to eyeball. Tell your teacher, and the best brain God has created. And he went back to the teacher and said, I am the best brain God has created. Many of us know the history of the person, how he ended up as one of the best surgeons we have in the world. The reason I have mentioned this is birth of anger. The first step to colonization is colonization of the mind. If someone wants to conquer and defeat you, you will first conquer your mind. A man that is conquered psychologically, emotionally, and spiritually can easily be defeated. They want to conquer us psychologically so that they will defeat us. When we want to talk, they say Nigerian engineers don't know anything. They need to look at these pathways. Who built them? All the things we see in Nigeria were then built or designed by foreigners. It's only Nigerian engineers that can build Nigeria. Colonial masters, that was what they did. When they came, they told us all our tradition, all our cultures, everything we are inferior. And we abandoned them and pursued their own. Now we are doing a U-turn. We are living their own. Even them too are living their own, trying to copy some of those ones they told us we are not good. David and Goliath, that was what David used to defeat Goliath. He refused to be conquered. Goliath said, this little boy, I'll throw you to dogs. He said, no, I come against you in the name of God. He knew his word. And he was mentally charged and prepared for that. Muhammad Ali, before he goes into anything, he will talk you down and tell you are going to fall in 2 minutes. And at the end of the day, you will fall in 2 minutes. Because you will psych himself up and make you accept defeat. So we should not accept defeat. When they show you one collapsed building, show the 1 million that are standing. Don't let anyone make you feel inferior. For crying out loud, buildings are not collapsing because of a fault of engineers. Yeah, we have some challenges. But show them the ones that are standing. The beautiful towers, the beautiful landscape of Abuja, the interchanges that are standing, that are not collapsed. Building is just a little part of engineering. What of the dams? What of the bridges? What of the... So why would they always use small thing, small part of engineering? You know what will happen if Kainchi Dam collapses? You know what will happen if dams collapse? They don't know these things. They are always using building. Building is just a little part of engineering. And you cannot allow just 0.00% of what is inconsequential to wipe away all our achievements as engineers. Go. Get involved. That is on the final note. Ojukwu wrote a book because I was involved. We should also be involved, not just wait for them to attack us. Engineers can go into politics, contest elections. We can only fix this country if engineers are occupying special policies places. They say that business is bad, but they're in the business. They say that politics is a dirty game. Yes, they are still in that dirty game politics. So go in and let us clean that. If they say it's dirty, let us clean it. Finally, get upgraded and of sound mind. I quote the Bible, 1 Timothy 4:12. Say, let no man despise their youth. But be that an example of the believer in word, in conversation, in charity, in spirit, in faith, and in purity. Also, what we are also charging engineers that we should also be prepared. We should be intellectually sound, improve intellectual capacity, be psychologically sound, upgrade yourself, update all obsolete apps. in you. When you download an app, at the point it becomes obsolete, you have to update it. As an engineer also, many of us that left our books 20 years ago don't even know where our textbooks are. You can constantly update yourself to be ready for any of these, because when you confront them and when they know your intellectual capacity, they can't talk you down. Change the conversation, change the perception. Also, the way we look. They say the way you dress is the way you are dressed. When you come out smart, when somebody sees you, know I'm proud, this is a proud engineer. But when you come out so they will look down at you. Say, look at these hungry engineers. Please represent the profession very well. The way you dress is very important, is the way you are dressed. Next, thank you very much and have a very wonderful day. Before we take questions, the president wants to take his speech.
Sorry, I have to leave. But before I go, I cannot leave without making a comment or two on this very powerful presentation by the chairman. I called him this morning and I asked him what he meant by nationalization of engineers. And he told me that I have to come here to know what it means. And so I came and I have known what it means. Ben has spoken very well. In fact, he has challenged me as a leader in the engineering profession. And what he has said is exactly what we as professional engineers are going through in Nigeria. And the fault, most of the time, is also ours because we don't speak out as engineers. Many a times I read on the platforms, people say NSC and Koren should go and do this, should go and speak. Koren cannot speak because Koren is a regulator. NSC, when it speaks, it is final. So many a times when lawyers speak, they are not officials of the Nigerian Bar Association. They are professional lawyers who go to the press to express their views on national issues. And my advice has always been that we as professional engineers should not be shy of going to the press to express our views, technical issues, before the president or officials of the Nigerian Society of Engineers can now come together and take a final decision. For instance, today, a new Minister of Works has come and is talking about concrete. Is it concrete or is it asphalt? I have been reading on NSC platforms, Engineering Society by OC and the rest, that NSC should go and talk. NSC cannot talk at this time. We who are practicing engineers, who are experts in this, who have designed roads using asphalt and also concrete, should be the ones to go and tell the Nigerian public the pros and cons of these two finishing materials for our roadways. Then NSC can organize a forum later to take a decision and advise the government on which way to go. So I don't think we should continue to allow ourselves to be barbosanized by the Nigerian public. What is happening today in the Ministry of Works would have happened a long time ago. My only annoyance with today's phone is that the man is an engineer. And if anything happens today, maybe the president deploys him from work today because of this crisis. They will say engineers cannot do it. A lawyer was there for 8 years. There was nobody that undermined the engineer and the engineering profession like Fashola. But they didn't do anything. They kept quiet. Then Amechi once went to say that railway engineering is so advanced that Nigerian engineers cannot understand this. We kept quiet. And we have railway engineers. We have engineers in that ministry, in the Ministry of Transport. And they never countered because they are protecting their jobs. But even those of us in private practice who should have spoken were waiting for the Nigerian Society of Engineers. I think we need to look at these things again. Then I don't think this lecture, Valerie and I have agreed that this lecture should not be for this audience alone. If I had any forum, for example, when I was president of Korea, I would have brought you to the engineering assembly to talk to the larger group. But I'll talk to the NSC president. During the conference this year, you should present this lecture again. So I'd like to thank you for your passion. And the way you have delivered this lecture is with a passion of someone who has been undermined, someone who has been shortchanged and is now ready to fight back. This message is for all of us engineers. And this is just a small crowd. Like I said, this message has to be passed to the larger audience of Nigerian engineers. Thank you very much. And God bless.
Okay. So please, the immediate past president, please kindly quickly present the plate to the chairman. You know, Ben is a big man. I'm not sure.
After the Nigerian Society of Engineers Abuja, I think you have shown that when we talk of leadership by example, this is it. When you have a passionate chair, I don't believe that any member of that branch will sit down to be knocked by anybody to say that. So on behalf of the branch, I'm very grateful, definitely, my present is to you. Having been the presenter today at September 28th September 2023. And for those of us who know the other faith, I'm sure you have the same thing. For that state, you must be an example of a believer. You must be an example of an engineer. You must be ethical in what you do. With the knowledge you have acquired, you must be ethical in what you do. You must be ready to stand for what is right. Why some of us don't talk when they are passionate is because we know that we are compromised at the corner. But if you are ethical, somebody tells you A, you tell them, I know that 1 plus 1 is 2. And I know that when you multiply 1 by 0, what do you get? You tell them. Because most of the time, they tell you 1 times 0. I think they gave them in the is it Big Brother that they waste money for? They said 1 times 0, what is it? 7 times 0, what is it? He said 7. Am I right? So, sir, thank you. So we should be able to talk to them. So please be ethical, stand your ground, be knowledgeable, and know what you are doing. God bless you.
All the questions. All nasty.
Yes, you are. You can go. You are free to sit down. Please let's give another round of applause.
Big for them. Big brothers. Wow.
Am I to Felix? Yeah, no, okay, thank you very much. All right, we take the lucky dip, then we take adjournment. Okay, can somebody take to general so that he can pick one? Oh, you didn't get?
You came late. You came late. 5:45.
Okay, you put a benchmark. You say that you have to come on time. Oh yeah, Felix, fast.
General.
Zero 169. 0165.
Zero 169.
0169.
Financial.
Confirm, are you up to date financially?
Let's check.
Quickly confirm. Financial Secretary, can we do that in a minute? If it's not, let's throw it open. Going. Okay, can we take it to the floor back, please? It's not. Thank you. Please take another one. That's a lesson for us. So you better clear your dues.
0171.
0171. That's chairman election, one of the election committee members. So those who conduct our elections, we first of all make sure that they are, if they are not up to date, they can conduct our elections. So they are managed. Congratulations. All members, please. A new year has started. It's important. Since July. All right, with that, we have come to the end of the meeting. Once again, I want to thank all of us for finding time to be here today. We started quite on time, 5 on the dot, and we are finishing just 1 hour, 41 minutes. It's very important for us to come on time so that we can always finish on time. Thank you very much. We have a motion for the adjournment of the meeting. Engineer Dr. Nikolai.
Having gone through all we have for today's deliberation, having looked at this topic for discussion this evening, I, engineer, people like member, hereby for adjournment next month.
Thank you very much. Are we seconding? Okay, there's a lady at the back. There's a lady at the back raising her. Felix, can you take to her so that we can balance the equation?
I am Meguna Ali Nako, which is second motion.
Thank you very much. Did you get her name? Memuna Ali. Thank you very much. Distinguished members, with that, we've come to the end of this meeting. Since next month is our meeting. That is the month of October. But there's an information we want to pass in November. Our meeting coincides with the AGM. So we're going to hold our meeting a week before our normal meeting in November. Take note of that. It's going to be on the third Thursday of the week, so that we will be part of the annual general meeting event. Thank you very much. May we be on our feet for the closing prayer. Second stanza of national anthem. Let's recite together as we say, O God of creation, direct our noble cause, guide our leaders right, help our youth the truth to know, in love and honesty to grow, and living just and true. Great lofty heights attain, to build a nation where peace and justice shall reign. Amen. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Please, in addition to the meeting, the General Secretary had earlier gave us